Hello and welcome everybody to the Nexus Vector 150 from the Bristol Motor Speedway here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. Or for coming out in the times of hardship. And thanks for coming to watch. We're here obviously for the world famous track on the calendar. Also one of the toughest tracks on the calendar is but there. Up his tyres a little, heading out onto staging lane there for the pit party. Obviously we always start with a pit party things. I'm just going to get a pop-out chat going while we wait for everyone to get the going. '88 of Jonathan Hernandez. 22 people are expecting that they rise a little bit rather than time with a lap. This is going to say we're going to have that song 19 of Matt Horton, side of second row. 9 on the track, but the 21 in the Brian Chambliss. Get ready. They're off and racing. Good start there by Hernandez. Horton in the 19 went around and has caused a big kerfuffle. Track's practically blocked there. Like everyone else is still going. Hernandez by Myers, Masia and Sturgill. Have a look at the battle for third. Practice still. These guys are racing as if they're racing for this position, but this is all just filling out the track and the way it reacts with the other cars around. As we see Sturgill on the inside line getting very loose coming out of turn 2. And still continuing that looseness through 3 and 4. Oh, and we got some more shenanigans doing. I'm going to set this to focus on crashes because going to be so much action going on in this practice session. Sure whether you're watching this on Twitch or the replay on YouTube, let us know who you support in this series. A lot of regular drivers, a lot of drivers who come in and go away again. Let us know who you support. All important. Definitely great to see some support for these drivers. Here, going for Travis Masia is down in 18th position, 3.5 tenths off of the top time set by Christian Budd. That's the good thing about the short track. At the times are separated by almost nothing. The 68 of Ashton Slice making his return to the Output Racing League there just behind Brandon Bennett, crashing into the wall. That car's going to have some damage on it for sure. It looks like he's trying to pull the slide job line, but It's not quite working out for him. Oh, as more shenanigans and one thing we do know for sure is we got lots of shenanigans. Have a look now at the 50th Bud, right behind Jerry Glenn, Christian, obviously on top of the timetables at the moment. Jerry Glenn having a look down 11. 194 off the pace. In front of them is newly renumbered 3 car of Brian Harris. Repainted and numbered that Harris car. Or Christian Budd attempt to go for an inside pass there on Jerry Glenn, couldn't pull it off. Trying to try it again. No, that outside line is just too strong at the moment. Needed some more rubber down on the low line before he can even think about attempting to pass. Day goes on. That white concrete is going to start becoming a lot more black. Especially as we get more spins and crashes. Also, we see the 88 of Johnson is getting loose out of turn 2. Side wall there. Now we come on to Cosman Ionishu. 48 car, he's sitting just in behind the 78. Oh, and the 2 of Chris Champeau's gone around. We've got cars on their roofs, we've got people blinking out, and more cars flipping. Jerry Glenn there in a 98 going for a bounce. There's a 78 and a 13. Bizakemi and Masia. Oh. You have Matt Burgess doing his best Joe Inferno impression, spinning on his head. I think they call that the septuple head spin. And if you don't a drama room. Hernandez back on screen again, just behind the 2 of Chris Champeau. Hernandez in 5th, Chris Champeau in 16th. And we see the 8 car of Zach Boyd going around. Zach currently in 4th. And is coming to the pits. Like he's back straight there. Oh, and the 19 of Matt Borton. Stationary turn 1 gets clipped. Oh, the 24 of Frank Isaacson went around and getting hammered by 4 or 5 guys. Frank's car in the pits. See the 5 of Mark Penticup, the 90 of Michael Sturgill. Currently 7th and 22nd. 7th, 22nd being Penticup. They're working on the outside of the 1 of Brandon Bennett. Just slot in behind them now after he's just come back out on track. Thomas Harmon at the 38. Looking good at the moment, only down in 16th. Expecting bigger and better things from Thomas. Oh, and Thomas goes around. Very uncharacteristic of Thomas here at Bristol. Oh, Brandon Bennett, nowhere to go. Right into it. Masia. 98 of Jerry Glenn as well. In the 50, Emmy and Bud Emmy down in 6. Jerry Glenn worked his way up to 13th. Travis Massey is still down in 20th. I reckon just for the lulz, these guys might want to do a party, but I will leave that up to them. On the 5 of Mark Penticup, going around all by himself, that's going to cause a pile up. For Jaron Sanchez, currently P11, only 0.19 second off the leader. Trying to work that low line at the moment. 19 of Horton trying to run outside. The 50 of Christian Budd. I'm not sure if he was waiting on Horton there or what, but definitely looked like he turned right into him. That's something that we could end up seeing a little bit of here, is a little bit of payback. It is Bristol, and it is very possible. I just realized you guys probably can't hear the cars too well. Okay. You should actually be able to hear the cars a little bit. Oh. Isaacson. Bit of a cluster. 3 to 98. Got the 1 and the 28. 21 on track. Ryan Chandler's behind them is Conti. Waiting for our other 20 car to appear. 20 on track in the standing of Justin Patello, who is another one who is quite fond of this Bristol Motor Speedway. Active practice. Some of these guys running 100 laps to practice driving. And we will probably see multiple upon hundreds of laps done in practice together by individual drivers. Such as the edge of the track. Fastest track that we have. Click down the laps very quickly if we can get long green flag runs. And we have another big skirmish. I saw the 24 and the parachute. Isaacson. There's Frank's back straight pits. There's the 28 car. That's Zach Floyd. Jonathan Hernandez looks like he just did a fine job on Michael Sturgill in the 90 car. find a way around the 20 car. As the 28 goes around again, that's Zach Floyd. Put it into perspective right now, the top 6 is separated by less than a tenth of a second. Got .021 between first and second, .076 first and P6. Another little bit of a cluster. There's 21 of Chandler's going for a little spin. 90 of Sturgill doing a burnout in the pit lane now on the back straight. And important. Philip Kraus in there as well. There's Philip, going for a big inside dive, but we're not going to see it because iRacing cuts in the field. Chris Champeau is just in front of these guys. Oh, there goes Horton, there goes Pensicup. Oh, there goes the 20 and the 88 as well. And the 3. I think Bristol is good, Paul, though, is with it being so high banked, it is a self-cleaning racetrack, meaning that most of the cars that are coming out of the crashing on that will slide down to the apron in the corners. Straightaways are fairly flat, though, so kind of negates the effect of the sliding down towards the inside. At the moment, 9 minutes left here in practice. But including myself, 8:94. Nothing to freeze at. Going for a drift now through turns 3 and 4. Nicely held, Zach Floyd. For of Isaacson, trying to work the inside of Massey a little bit there. Iona shoot on the inside now. There's one of Brandon Bennett going for a spin on the front straight. Someone got him. Not sure who that was actually. I was initially going to say it was Iona. Cut back to the guys there. So Frank is unable to make the move on the outside of Iona shoot. 11 minutes left of practice. Oh, so 13 of Massey gets a little bit loose. Tires heading into him a little bit there. Now there's Ben. Get a witness marks on the road. Oh. Oh, Christian Budd with a big mistake going around. Christian Budd, Derek Kraus, Ashton Tyson, 5, Zach Floyd, Fizikemi, Jerry Glenn, Sturgill, and Brandon Bennett wrapping up your top 10. Canvas 11th, Ionishu 12th, Sanchez 13th, Chris Champo 14th, and Price 15th. Burgess, Harmon, Wes Horton, and Isaacson for 16 through 20. And then we've got Masia Penticup and Brian Harris wrapping up your fifth there. A couple of people who have not actually put up a time yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't think they're going to change too terribly much. All the shenanigans that are happening right now. 4 minutes left of practice. Zach Floyd P1 by 5 thousandths of a second over Jonathan Hernandez. Damn. Seven 11. The Jerry Glenn going around and into the pit lane. It looked cool, but it's not going to count for much. 86 Road West. Oh, got a bingle here in turns 3 and 4. A half minute left in practice. There'll be another shake-up at the top of the timetables. Brian Pizzicami, this is pit box. There's the 69 of Justin Botello. Although it's showing as a 69 and not the 20. Normally he runs the custom number plate with the 20 on it. This time it's right. Start my trading paints while qualifying's going on. 24 and a 38, getting into it a little bit there. Turn 3. And it does. Getting some laps in. There's the 21 of Chambliss getting loose off of the corner. Don't know why he's running the number. Oh, we got shenanigans. So many shenanigans. Coming back. 24 Frank Isaacson getting loose off of turn 4. Can he save it? No, he's gone around. Didn't hit anything, but he has gone around. Oh, there's Thomas Harmon in the 38 doing his best Cyclone impression. Guys, for now, we're going to take a quick break. We are going to get ready for when we come back, we'll be getting ready to grid up. So make sure you stay tuned to the Nexus Inspector 150 here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Alrighty guys, we're back and it's time to get you guys familiar with the way that the grid is going to look here for the start of the Nexus Inspector 150 here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. On the pole, we are going to have the 50 car of Christian Budd. His outside will be the 28 of Zach Floyd. On the inside of the second row will be the 81 of Philip Kraus. His outside will be the 38 of Thomas Harmon. We're going to have the 20 car of Derek Myers. On his outside will be the 1 car of Brandon Bennett. Then we're going to have Mr. J-Bo, Justin Bertello in a 69 car on the inside of the 4th row. On his outside will be 68 of Ashton Fleece. I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry. Then we've got the 12 of Matt Burgess out of P9, and the 21 of Brian Chambliss will be starting out of P10. 4 of Jaron Sanchez will be out of 11th. 48 of Cosman Ioneshu will be out of P12. And Michael Sturgill in the 90 car out of 13th. 2 of Chris Champo out of 14th. Evan Rice in the 42 car will be out of 15th with a 98 of Jerry Glenn out of 16th. 24 of Frank Isaacson will be out of 17th. The 3 of Brian Harris on his outside in 18th. Mark Penticup in the 5 car will be out of 19th, and he is the last eligible driver for the Hard Charger Award. Then out of 20th, the first of your non-contenders for the Hard Charger will be the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. And out of 21st, we'll have the 86 Gerald West. On his outside will be the 99 of Dustin German. The 18 car of Brian Beach will be out of 23rd, with the 19 of Matt Horton being out of 24th. 78 of Brian Pizzicami will be out of 25th. Last but not least, out of 20th position will be the 13 of Travis Massia. Got 150 laps ahead of us here at Bristol. Could be an absolute cracking race as we go around for our 2 pace laps before we go green. It's time to expect the unexpected and expect the very expected, which will be a big pile up at some point. It's not that I don't trust the drivers and how safe that they'll drive, just it's Bristol, baby. We're expecting the big one. Cars making their way through turns 1 and 2. Lights are out on the safety car. We're going to be going green this time. Now we're using the dual pit lane layout. We could have had the option of going for the single pit lane, but we thought better of it. Right, the pace car is in. First starters on green.
Go.
We're off and racing for the Nexus Inspector 150 here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Cars are already getting loose and all over the place, but the 50 of Christian Budd already with the advantage, and we have a safety car already. Go back and take a look at what happened. Leader 5 of Mark Penticup is involved. Let's see. The 3. Steve, it was Brian Harris that may have started this. Back it up again and have another look here. So the 48 of Iona checked up. The entire outside got checked up. 3 of Brian Harris was looking for somewhere else to go. Couldn't find one. 88 of Hernandez gets into it. And it's just a pile up from there. 18 of Brian Beach involved. 98 of Jerry Glenn escaping without injury. Same with the 13 of Massia and the 78 of Brian Pizzicami. That has brought an early halt as the 3 of Brian Harris struggling to get into his pit box. Go over the start finish line. I'll be able to tell you where everyone is at position wise. It's looking like it's going to be Christian Budd, followed by Kraus, Myers, Zach Floyd, Harmon. Hello, Spice, Sanchez as your top 9. Confirm that as they come across. And no, it's Budd, Kraus, Myers, Floyd, Harmon, Bennett, Spice, Sanchez, Sturgill, and Ionescu as your top 10. Mark Pentecup and Dustin German, the pit's getting repairs. That might be at least one of their days. What's getting repairs done? I think Dustin German had been out. Ace. Good thing about Bristol being such a short track is that the pace laps don't take too terribly long. Not like Daytona or Talladega where we could have a conversation with the driver under the caution laps. We'll have time for 2 more chats. It'll be interesting to see where Christian Budd is going to pick his lane choice, whether he's going to go for the inside or the outside here on the restart. Till we get, oh, we're on the 1 green now, and it looks like he's going to pick the inside line. Interesting. Thought he would have gone for the outside. So Budd, Kraus, Myers, Boyd, Harmon, Bennett, Schleiss, Sanchez, Sturgill, Ionescu. Time to get it on again. This time the start is on the leader. Pace car is in. We're off and racing. Again, Christian Budd with the restart that clears him and puts him directly into lead. Oh, we saw the 20 of Derek Myers there getting loose on turn 2. But Kraus putting all kinds of pressure onto the bumper of Christian Budd here for the lead. But Christian Budd is definitely going to be a hard one to pass, especially the way the track is right now. Not too much rubber is on the track. We do see quite a bit of it. But over in the grand scheme of things, it's still not really all that much rubber on the track. Looks like we might actually get a few green flag laps in here. Go and check out how everyone's going. There's the 28 is Zach Floyd, Derek Myers behind him. But the 68 of Ashton Price as well. There's the 38 of Thomas Harmon trying to get that low line going. We do know Thomas loves himself a low line here at Bristol. He's just going to try and work it in for the entirety of this early proceedings race. J-Ro there in the background, battling it out with Ford Baron Sanchez. Like he's got that move made, so that's going to be Metello into 11th, Sanchez down to 12th. And Sanchez also going to have to battle it out with down home, right there on his tail. Let's go back up to our leader now, Christian Budd. See how he's getting on. Not exactly gaining too much time here on the car. That was a 300th plus lap time. He lost about 500ths of a second. So it may not seem like much, but on a short track like this, those hundredths of seconds definitely make all the difference. It's 11 laps down. This might be over as well. And we're also not too far away from traffic as well. Ryan Harris has just popped up on there in the position. Let's have a look at the back of Harris's car here. That's on the right camera, there it is. There you go, it's an entire straightaway. There's not much at all, that's only to the tune of about 4.5 seconds. Get to our leader now, but actually let's go to the 91 car of Kraus. Let's have a ride on the gyro cam. See the angle of the banking here with the gyro cam. Absolutely awesome camera angle. I love the gyro cam. Much of an advantage on each other. They're still catching up to the three-car of Brian Harris, who might still be suffering a little bit of that damage from that first lap crash. Oh, Kraus just tapping the wall a little bit there in the middle of 3 and 4. That affected him any. In fact, if anything, gained a little bit of time from doing that. Well-known little trick to gain some time. Now, Christian Bud brought up to the tail of the 3-car, who very smartly runs the low line. That is Harris now, first car 1 lap down. Christian Bud is physically pulling away from Bristol. That's out to about half a second in the corner. While these guys can pull away from us, that top 4 breaking away from everyone else. Still catching up to the lapped cars. Have a look at our driver now, Ashton Bison's 68 car, who's just been overtaken by Thomas Harmon. Thomas still getting that low line to work. You never need a low line specialist here at Bristol. Thomas Harmon is still there. Guys are seconds off the lead of the race right now. We're going to go back to our leader. We're actually going to open up these radio waves now, see what these drivers are talking about. These drivers do have the ability to communicate to each other. And I make no apologies for any efforts they made. And we have another caution. And this looks like it might have taken out a few people. Back this up. Oh, big crashing. Happens here. Oh, it's the one of Brandon Bennett coming off the wall, turn 2, down across Brian Harris. And as is the nature with Bristol, they both go back up. Oh no, Justin Botello's in it, the 90 of Sturgill, 42 of Rice. Does he get into it or not? Oh, him and Sanchez have a little bit of contact there. 12 of Matt Burgess gets a little piece of that as well. The 9 and the 90 and the 3 have merged together in some kind of weird love ritual. So that's there. But the 80 get through it. Add for a just in front of him.
Damn you, J-Lo. It's all good.
Let's just mute driver channel again. Wait for them to get back underway before we open the driver channel again. At the moment, Chambliss in 21 is your leader, but he was just doing that to get the leader lap points. But the 5 of Mark Penticup is going to go get a wave around. Order is Bud, Kraus, Floyd, Myers, Harmon, Vice, Iona Shoot, Campo, Isaacson, and Gerald West for your top 10. Probably not Gerald West, probably Sanders actually. We'll just have to wait and see how it is when they go up the line. The 5 of Pentacup is going to go for a wave around here. To Lucky Dog. Go on 1-3 now, so it's Bud, Kraus, Myers, Harmon, Vice, Campo, Izakemi, and West is your top 10. With Rice, Glenn, Chandler, Sturgill, Isaacson, there's Horton, Burgess, Massia, and Bennett as your remaining lead lap drivers in the top 20. Mark Penticup, the only car on track, laps down, or 28 laps down. Started with 26. We only have 20 left.
Go, go, go. Green flag.
21 technically. Christian Budd with the restart on the inside again. Goes out to another commanding lead. 91 of Kraus just behind it. And looking to challenge Kraus here for the second position. He goes for an inside run here, going on the back straight. Can he get the inside move made in 3 and 4? He's there, but not quite going to get it. Yeah, momentum at the outside too strong for the 20 car. Reopen the Romeo way. See what these drivers are talking about here in the early laps, if at all. 28 car of Zach Boyd just behind these guys. Blyce and Harmon are up there as well. Eric Myers looking for a way around the 91 car. Don't think he's going to find one here too soon. So it might be a good idea for him to try and maybe save his tyres a little bit. Save him for a little bit later in the run, just in case he can get a longer run. And maybe possibly try and get around Zach Boyd on the inside. Take him out and try and get an outside move going. That traffic, that 5 of Penticup. Mark very smartly just running the low line there to allow the leaders to get through comfortably on the outside. Put up any fight. Good to see.
Thanks.
Traffic. Ionishu, Virgil. Ionishu down to the back, which is a surprise. Started. The mid packs there on that restart. That must have happened on the restart. He's dropped a whole bunch of positions. Actually down on the apron there. Place you usually expect to see a car, especially not when just letting the leaders by. There's a 90th Sturgill running the low line as well. All these guys riding that low line like that, actually helping out Thomas Harmon. The more cars that drive that low line, more rubber goes down on that low line. More comfortable and faster Thomas Harmon will be. Did a 50 of Christian Blood leading the way. Phil Kraus still right there. Of 8 of Zach Boyd also hanging out. Bad smell just behind Derek. Behind these guys. Looking up to Thomas Harmon, P6. Thomas Harmon's got the second place car of Gerald next to the 86. And Gerald in turn has a gap over Jerry Glenn. Jerry Glenn does not have a gap behind him. He's got the 21 of Chambers right behind him, going for a big dive on the inside. There's the 2 of Chris Champo as well. But can Chambliss get this move made going into 1 and 2? He can. That inside line is starting to come in. Champo getting a little bit loose on the end of the corner. Probably just hitting the gas too hard. But he gets there. We also see in the background, it's the 12 and the 4. That is Matt Burgess and Jaron Sanchez when those two are side by side on track. It usually ends in tears. We'll have to wait and see if they continue that trend. Chris Champo though working on the inside of Jerry Glenn. Looks like he's going to get that position made as the 4 and the 12 just about tap each other side by side there on the front straight. And on the back straight now it's going to be the 2, 98 and the 12 and then the 4 here. In fact, these guys battling it out for the 10th position. And battling it out for the 9th position. As Zach Floyd in the 28 has mysteriously disappeared from the timing beacons. Not sure what's happened there to Zach, but he comes out of the race. As now the 4 Jaron Sanchez makes a nice move to the inside of the 12 of Matt Burgess. Now he's going to start working over on the tail of the 98 of Jerry Glenn. Chris Champo has just pulled away from these guys as Jerry Glenn gets into the wall a little bit there in the middle of the corner. And that's going to allow Sanchez easy pass into 10th position. Here comes Matt Burgess as well, getting the position away from Jerry Glenn.
Thank you.
We go back to Christian Budd, who should be deep in lap traffic now. We see him trying to work over the tail of the 7-8 of Brian Pizzakemi. 5 of Mark Pensick up in there as well. This is where things are going to start getting sketchy for our leaders because the lap car's battling it out. And here comes the 91 of Philip Kraus. Philip with the closing speed of a mongoose there. absolutely hounding the tail of the 50 car. Derek Myers has fallen by the wayside, so I think maybe there was something that went on there between Derek and Zach, but I can't be too sure about that. We're almost at the halfway point of this race, lap 66 of 150. About 67 now, we're only 10 laps away from halfway. Now that we've cleared the traffic a little bit, you can see Christian Budd taking advantage, pulling away from Philip Krause here a little bit. That just goes to show that yes, the lap traffic did hold him up very slightly there. Let's take a ride on board with Christian Budd's car here. Let's see what the car sounds like while he's going around the track.
Oh, I have no clue what happened there. Sim just kind of died out of nowhere. That really sucks.
So what I'm getting from here is that Christian is just diving in the corners a little bit here. He's getting very close to the wall, middle of the corner, and he's just diamonding it off. Almost tapping where it says the last great Coliseum. So that's the 28 Zach Floyd by on fresh tyres after whatever happened. He doesn't even know what happened there. Now we have 12 cars left on the lead. Just like that, 12 cars left on the lead lap. Christian Budd is absolutely flying, and he's starting to punch off Philip Krause like a turd. Gap is out to second, between first and second place here. Once he goes another lap down, 2 laps down now. Lucky Dog moment. First car a lap down in 13th. That could change very quickly here with Terry Glenn. Here's the last car on the lead lap. Christian Budd goes outside and makes a very easy work there of Terry Glenn. First on the hit list is going to be the 12 of Matt Burgess. Not very often we hear of Matt Burgess getting put a lap down, especially not naturally. We now have 73 laps left to go in this race. We are past the halfway mark. So if this was to become rain affected, it's gonna be deemed official. Has got the gap out to a second. Master Krause. Another lap down. 5 car of Mark Pensicar. It's the last lap 2 of Chris Champeau. Shortly. Matt Burgess gonna be remaining lap down. Go and have a look at how Thomas Harmon worked his way up to 3rd place, disposing of Derek Myers. West up as well, and he's gonna start challenging Eric or Gerald running that inside line. It's an easy move there on Derek Myers. saving his tyres much as what Thomas has been. Thomas is not exactly catching going slightly faster than Christian Bud, but not by much. Go back to our leader, Christian Bud, who is now putting to a Christian Power lap down, and next person on his hit list is the 42 of Evan Rice. After that, will be Jared Sanchez in 8th position, who will be going a lap down. So only the top 9 are on the lead lap as it stands right now. These guys are on a fantastic effort to have such a long green flag run right now. 5 of this run. Guys came in and got tyres. Through lapping everyone. It'd be amazing if he can get everyone, but I don't think he will. After Jaron Sanchez is about another 7-second gap to Ashton Splice in 6th place. Sanchez is definitely not going to make it easy on Bud here to get the move made to put him around there. In fact, we might start seeing some green flag stops. Gerald West in the pits. Not sure whether this is planned or not. Gerald West going for a pit stop. Has 58 laps to go. 7.5. Just heard the radios light up for a brief second there, not sure who it was. Oh, Sanchez heavily into the wall there in the middle of 1 and 2. Christian Buggy move up on his inside, trying to fight back on the outside to get his lap back, but it's not going to work out there for Sanchez. Next person in front of Christian Bud is going to be the 19 car of Morton. Oh, he heavily gets into the wall as well, but it looks like he was using that one to his advantage. It's a bit of a no-no here in iRacing. Not allowed to do the wall tap to gain advantage. But it's not really working out all that much for him at the moment. Christian Bud now starts working on the inside of Horton. He gets the move made easily. Here comes Gerald West as well on his fresh tyres. Look at him round that inside line. Wow, what a burst of speed there by Gerald West. We've got some loose cars there in the background now. Darren Sanchez getting sideways a little bit. Horton and Zach Floyd. Buck down in 20th. Car. Horton now, 17. Getting his lap back, or one of his laps back off. Horton 2 laps down, and Christian now onto the apron to come in for his green flag stop. Put Rouse up into this race. It was 3 wide with Thomas Harmon and the 19. Thomas Harmon taking the lead away from Kraus. Thomas just railing that inside line. He's been working on it the entire race and it's starting to work out for him here. Now all he's got to do is try and build a little bit of a gap, either that or come in for the fresh tyres and just start running the bottom line.
Two is pitting in next time by.
Pitting in.
And I think Christian Budd actually came in on the wrong pit lane. Can't say so for sure, but I think Christian came in on the wrong pit lane. He's going to lose so much time here. And now our new leader, Thomas Harmon, comes into the pits. Derek Myers still on track, so that's going to put Derek Myers into the lead of the race. Ashton Slice, BP2. Three cars on the lead lap. That's Miles Slice and Evan Price. Here comes an 86 Gerald West getting another lap back off of Derek.
68 pit.
No, that puts him back onto the lead lap. Ashton Price now into the pits. Derek in the pit. He's going to lead when everything is out. But is in that down area, so yes, he did make a mistake there on the pit lane. Either missed his box or he's gone into the wrong pit lane. Derek Myers continues to lead the race. Gerald West is closing in on him though. There's Christian Budd looking to get one of his laps back. He's going to do it here on the inside. Paralysing burst of speed. You only have two cars on the lead lap right now. The effective leader, the 91, Philip Krause, who's just getting his lap back now. 7 seconds to catch up to Gerald West. Here comes the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Thomas effectively in P2, P3 actually. Derek Myers does not look like he's got a very happy car right now. And he's struggling to try and get down to the inside line so he could maybe go for his pit stop. Getting balked there by Jerry Glenn. Oh, big smash into the outside wall there for Jerry. He's going to have to come into the pit soon. Or else he might lose a tyre here. Osman as Jerry Glenn to the pit somehow. Everyone's overtaking Derek. Gerald West is only 3 seconds back from Derek. Gerald on a charge. Watch Gerald's progress here as he gets his way through that track it. Catching up to Gerald as well as Russell Harmon. That was a 78 of outside of Gerald West. Slightly push tyres and then Gerald West. And now Gerald West is taking the lead. Derek Myers relegated down to P2. Philip Krause and Thomas Harmon are coming as well. Go back and have a look at the Philip Krause progression so far. space of himself at the moment. Thomas is not all that far behind him, only about 2.5 seconds back. Philip is about to overtake Derek for the second position here. Moves to the inside, gets it done very easily. Not sure what the game plan was here for Derek, but definitely not working out in his favour. Philip Kraus now, all he has to do is focus catching up to our leader Gerald West, but he's going to have to get through a lot of lap traffic to get there. About 2 seconds between first and second. Closing every lap. As Gerald gets held up by lap traffic. Now Gerald's doing on the outside of Schleiss. How can the move made on the outside of Schleiss? Schleiss holding his own on the inside there. Gerald would definitely not be liking that. In fact, Gerald isn't out on the track.
28 car pitting this time.
Zach Floyd coming into the pits this time. Here comes the 78 of Brian Piscicani as well, looking like he wants to be a thorn on the side of West. He is on his butt right now. There's the 91 of Kraus, just behind Piscicani. This is going to be the battle for the lead now. Now the question will be, will Kraus be able to get around West without too much drama? They catch up to more lap traffic towards the 12 of Matt Burgess. Only 2 laps down. Here comes Kraus on the outside. Not able to get it done just yet, but he's going to get the run coming off of turn 2 to the outside. Cuts it down and gets the lead away from Gerald West. Now Kraus just has to focus on running his laps, getting as fast as he can through the lap traffic. Because Thomas Harmon is coming as well. Thomas is just behind.
Derek, I'm sorry.
Still holding on at the moment. Just behind the 78 of Piscicani and the 86 of West. Mike Pentacup in the 5. Thomas still working that low line. Looking on the inside of Piscicani, gets that move made. Now he's got to try and get around Gerald West. Gerald's definitely not going to make this on Thomas. Thomas going to the inside. He spooked Gerald up to the high line there a little bit. Oh, it's Derek. There's a big crossover from the top to the bottom. I think he's going to come into the pits this time, finally. I don't mean that in an exasperated way. I mean, I can't believe he's finally coming on his tyres. Thomas now trying to work over the inside of Gerald West. That low line is great, but when you're against someone of equal pace, definitely evens out. Get the run in the corner, but you can't get the run off it. But Thomas is going to try his damnedest here, as the 13 of Travis Massier, I think, just had an engine expire on him. But we're watching this battle for P2. Thomas Harmon still trying to work over that inside line. Piscicani sitting back here enjoying the show. In fact, go and enjoy this show with 78 of Piscicani. riding on board with Brian Pizzakemi here on the 78 car. Nexus Inspector 150 here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Thomas just can't quite get that run going on the inside. Oh, Gerald West just made his mistake. Oh, I think there's death. There is not. They're 3 wide. Holy Jeebus. Oh, and now there's death. 38 of Thomas Harmon's gone around. Looks like he's kept it off the walls. But he was just turned by the 86 Gerald West.
Are there green light checkered?
Have a look at it. Gonna mute
Yeah,
the driver channel again. Coming off of 2 here. Gerald hits the wall. Comes down and he just taps Thomas there. Kemi thinks he can get the advantage. Goes up on the inside. They go 3 wide. Thomas running that high line. And it looks like Gerald might have just gotten a little bit tight. And just got into left rear of Thomas there. Thomas, well done to keep it off of that inside wall. And this is going to make things interesting. We're on lap 144 of 150. We're going to have laps to go here. 6 laps when they get to the line again next time. We're only going to have 4 laps left in this race and we get the green flag. Kraus. Yeah, Christian Budd is going to be your leader again. 44 lap old tyres. Having a quick look at here, it's going to be Budd, Kraus, Webb, Chambliss, and then Harmon, Weiss, Evan Price, Sanchez, and Champeau. We'll wait and see what it's like when they get the 1 to go here. Have a few. Well, Sanchez, Champeau, and Isaacson there lined up for wavering. Sanchez back on the lead lap, Champeau back on the lead lap. They'll put Frank 1 lap down. That's Zach. Like we've also got Massia and Iona Shoe up there as well as they're getting the wave around now. We're on 1 lap to go. So your order is going to be Budd, Kraus, West, Chambliss, Harmon, Spice, Rice, Sanchez, and Champeau as your top 9. The only cars on the lead lap going to be Pizzakemi, Iona Shoe, Isaacson, Burgess, Glenn, Massia, Lloyd, Bennett, Pentica, Virgil, where they're going to line up on track. And the pace car is in. We're off and racing again. Christian Budd with a very early start, but he spun his wheels and he's going to slow down here a little bit on the start. He is on the oldest tyres of these front group. And Thomas Harmon go through. Oh no! He's been spun again. Thomas Harmon gets it going again. Let's go back and have another look at that. Thomas working the inside of the 21 car. The 86 Gerald West just got checked up there by the 50. And it looks like Gerald actually got onto the apron a little bit there, which sent him up into Harmon. And again, Gerald West has turned Harmon And I don't think that this was intentional. Don't get me wrong on that. Like, Gerald, that time, the apron. But Harmon definitely tips about that one a little bit. This helps out Sanchez and Champo and Pizzakemi. Champo and Sanchez getting the waiver rounds on the previous restart. They'll be able to go get some tires if they Kemi getting the waiver round. So now we're going to have a green-white checker. We're going into overtime. Going to be Rouse, Chambliss, Bud, Slice, West, Rice, Harmon, Sanchez, Champo, and Pizzakemi. Top 10 on the lead lap. We have 2 attempts at a green-white checker, so if a caution was to come out before the drop of the white flag, then we will have 1 more attempt at a green-white checker. Definitely going to be an interesting end here to the Nexus Inspector 150 from the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's all going to be down to which lane Philip Kraus decides to choose here on the restart. I'm actually very surprised that Bud decided to not pit after he spun his tyres so severely there on that restart. And spinning his tyres that caused that entire situation. Lack of grip that he has. Now on 1 to green. Kraus, Chambliss, Bud, Schleiss, West, Rice, Sanchez, Harmon, Champo, Pizzakemi. That's your top 10. They're all on the lead lap. There's Ionishu, Isaacson, Glenn, Massia, Burgess, Bennett, and Floyd with Pintycup down the back. Virgil fits as well in 19th. Eric Myers, I think, is out of the race. Yeah, he's in 19th at the moment. Might end up being 19th by the end of it. 91 of Kraus, crowding the outside line there. He wants to diamond off the corner and get a good run. There he goes.
Go, go, go.
Great
flag.
start there by Kraus. 21 and the 86 go with him. Christian going a little bit slow again. And that has definitely been a disadvantage to Gerald West, who has fallen all the way down. Bring Thomas Harmon up into the top 5. Going into the final corners for the final time. Your winner here at Bristol is going to be Philip Kraus. Chambliss in 2nd, Schleiss in 3rd. Schleiss is going to finish 4th, Harmon 5th, West P6, Bud in 7th, Sanchez 8th, Tempo 9th, and Pizzakemi in 10th. Alright guys, we're going to go for a quick break here as Kraus gets ready to go do some donuts. When we come back, we are going to have driver interviews, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Alrighty guys, we're back. We're kicking things off with the Speedway Memes Hard Charger Award. And today's Hard Charger, I think this is the second one for the season as well. Today's fourth place getter, the 42 of Mr. Evan Rice. Evan, crazy race, man. I know I wasn't expecting that long green flag run with green flag tops. But again, that worked out to be a little bit towards your advantage. Fourth, what was
Yeah, I didn't expect a green flag run that long either. I was running between like 7th and 10th the entire race, and so I didn't expect to get a top 5 at all because I'm generally not good at short tracks, especially Bristol. So I was definitely pleasantly surprised to get a top 4. But yeah, the green flag run definitely wasn't expected, and I think I played it right. I kind of didn't exactly pit in the middle of the run. I kind of pitted towards the end because in this car, long pitting seems to benefit you at most tracks because you seem to gain more time by being on fresher tires after you pit than the people around you. Gain more time doing that than pitting early and being on fresh tires and gaining time. So yeah.
a fine balancing act with the way that the tires are at the moment? And Bristol normally been a fairly low tire deg circuit. I was thinking early stop would have had it, but obviously I was pretty. We tires about the tires were back.
Um. Well, I knew it would be all about the right front because it's with this obviously with this low downforce package, it's loose, but it kind of the loose kind of goes away when the rear tires get heat in them after 10 laps or so, and at that point, it's all about the right front because obviously you're turning a lot here, and so it was really just about saving the right front because the tire drop off was pretty big. It was, I'd say, almost 2 seconds at the times were at the end of the run compared to the beginning. So yeah, it was really just about the right front, especially on that long run.
Right, man. Now let's just talk about that long run a little bit. Um, it definitely seemed that a lot of different strategies were starting to come into play, especially the possibility of that low line being a little bit faster than the high line. Uh, did you notice that, and were you experimenting with the low line, or were you content with running the higher line?
Yeah, I'd say I was content with running the high line. I can see why the low line would start to work as the run goes on. Honestly, I think it would have been preferred if iRacing had a better dynamic track model, but we'll see if that gets better in the future. But yeah, I never really experimented running the low line. I was kind of just content with the high line because, like I said, I wasn't really expecting much out of this race. So honestly, I would have been satisfied with the top 10, let alone a top 5. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, I want to give a quick shout out to here tonight.
Honestly, not really. I guess shout out to Outrun Esports for having me on their team, Justin, Jabo for inviting me, and yeah, this race was a lot of fun. So hopefully next week can be just.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on another Hard Charger award, and
All right, thanks for having me.
all right, guys. So that was the 42 of Evan Rice, today's Hard Charger and fourth place getter. What was an amazing run. He's very quietly spoken. I had to turn him up there. Well, that was a little shenanigans. Coming up next, got today's third place getter with what had to be monument run there. Course 68 of Ashton Slice. I'm so sorry, man. I know I butchered your name pretty much every week.
No, you got it right.
I got it right. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a huge relief. Because I gotta tell you, with someone who's got a very German name like myself, it definitely makes things interesting.
Right.
All right, man. But congratulations on P3 in what was a crazy race. What was it like for you? Not only battling through all the shenanigans of the earlier part of the race, but dealing with that long green flag run as well.
Yeah, I started off. My qualifying lap wasn't the greatest. I got really tight going into one and had a slower lap. And then that green flag run, I started off on the top side, and then the right front just got chewed off. And my spotter told me to start running the bottom, and that really started to work and picked off a couple positions from there. And then that caution came out at a really good time, kept us on the lead lap. And started sixth on that first restart, and then got to the little bit of carnage there. Restarted fourth, and got a little loose trying to pass Brian on the bottom, but saved a third place finish, which I'm pretty happy about.
Well, that's really yeah, man. Like, the caution definitely saved you big time there. So what was it like experimenting with the other lines? I know you just said that your spotter told you to run a little bit lower. Obviously, you run a live spotter rather than the computer-rated ones that iRacing offers. What was it like experimenting with the lower line when your spotter told you to? And what's it like the big difference between a live spotter rather than the computer-generated?
Yeah, so the top line, it was really good on a short run, but for a longer run, it would just chew up the right front. And then the low line, you had to back it up quite a bit, and you were slower on the short run, but it really paid off on the long run, and that really helped out. And then uh, the real life spotter gives you more information or more accurate information than the AI one does. Like, say if you're the AI one would say you're three wide when really it's just the nose of another car just peeking in, and it's not even really three wide by the time you get out of the corner. So that little difference between the real and an AI spotter is really nice.
All right, man. Now, before we let you go, let's talk about that last restart there. Well, the last couple of restarts. Obviously, Christian Budd on old tires, it was like 50 lap old tires there by the end of the race. Spun his tires there on the first restart and spun him again on the second restart, making him very slow. What was that like for you trying to deal with that car going slow? You're starting from P6 on that final restart and getting around him before disaster happened.
Yeah, the P6 restart, I didn't even know he had stayed out. I thought he was one of the guys that pit. So when we got up to the backstretch and my spotter said three wide, I was kind of like, whoa, where'd that happen? And then finally got the wrecking call, and that's when we came out on fourth. And when he was to my inside, when he was in third, I knew I'd have him so long as he didn't spin up the track. Other than that, I knew I had him.
All right, man. Now, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to here?
I got to thank Diggin and Newton for helping me out tonight, Jaron for putting on the league, and you for putting on the broadcast.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on P3. Forward to 2 weeks' time at Rich.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, guys. So that was the 68 of Ashton Schleiss. Today's third place getter, and I can't believe I've been nailing his name this whole time. I've been feeling so bad because I thought that I didn't get it right. Coming up next, we got a guy that we haven't talked to for a very, very fucking long time, and that is my one for the broadcast. We're, of course, talking to the 21 of Brian Chambliss. Brian, how you doing, man?
Good, man. It was a lot of fun. It's nice to finally get back up here and talk to you for a little bit.
I know, it feels like it's been forever since I've had you in here talking to me.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've had a couple of computer issues, and then it's been some time on travel, and it just didn't get around. And then a couple bad races here before this, but this is definitely a good turnaround, and it's good to finally have a good run here.
Well, this is definitely going to be a big boost or point situation with the second place finish. But let's talk about the race, man, and how crazy it was. A lot of cautions early. We had that really long green flag run. What was it like for you swapping between the short, quick runs going to that really long run?
Yeah, I knew in practice early on when the tires are cold, I think it's pretty hard, can be pretty hard to handle, especially on restarts. I kind of knew if once we started going, it'd be all right. But after that, I think I started the race 10th, I think, or something like that. But that first caution, that came out real quick, and it was up there towards the front. I was like, yeah, I don't really want to be a part of this. So I pit and I just went to the back and hung out there for pretty much most of the race. And then that long green flag rain cam, and I was flying through there. I mean, obviously Christian was probably the class of the field. But when I heard that he messed up and went into the wrong pit, I was like, man, this race is wide open here. So I was driving the thing even harder there, and then we got that um, last two cautions there, and I just got lucky where I restarted really.
Yeah, well, luck definitely plays a lot in the way that his final couple of cautions went. So let's talk about them. Christian Bud obviously on the older tires, older than anyone else who was on track, and spinning his tires up, and you go sailing by on the outside. What was that like for you?
Oh yeah, I was when I came off of pit road and saw that I was fourth, and that Christian had stayed out, and knowing that he was probably going to take the inside, I was I was super excited. I'd love to see him take the inside because I knew he was going to be. It was going to be really hard. Christian's a great driver, but it was going to be really hard for him to get a good start there on the bob and not slow up that bottom line. So with me sitting in fourth, I knew I was in the catbird seat there. I was hoping we wouldn't have had that quick caution after that because I was hoping to be able to work on Philip there a little bit. But that didn't happen, and we had that last green white checker there, and second was what I could manage. I got racing with Ashton there in one turn, and that kind of slowed me up. But either way, I think this is probably where we were gonna finish. We didn't need Philip to make a mistake.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jaron and all the drivers in this league. It's a lot of fun. The competition has definitely risen this year. There's a lot more, lot of competition here, and it's good to see that we're still bringing in great guys along with the guys that we got. And thank you for broadcasting as well. Love the work that you do. Also, thank my wife and the family for letting me do this stuff. She's unfortunately having to do work through all this stuff, and I'm staying home with the kids and got kind of the easy life. But appreciate what she does for us.
Very much for coming out and racing. Congratulations to you, and hopefully this is going to be the first of many.
Yeah, yep. Hopefully, it was nice to see this car come home with 0X's, and this thing was in perfect condition at Bristol. It's like unheard of for me. But thanks, and we'll see you later.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you again in 2 weeks at.
We'll see you then.
Okay, guys. So that was the 21 of Brian Chambliss, today's second place getter. Coming up next, we're gonna have tonight's winner, and of course, he is a man who needs absolutely no introduction because his car did all the speed tonight. We're of course talking to the 91 car of Philip Kraus. Philip, once you unmute your mic, it was a great race by you, man. Incredible action throughout the first 70% of the race. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was typical Bristol race, really. You couldn't really pass, stuck on the high side. Same things that Bristol's done ever since it was made into a high side track, but I sort of just got lucky when Christian accidentally went through the whole long pit lane instead of pitting off of four like the rest of us did, because he was definitely the quickest.
And then later on in the race, you had a freebie there, I'm going to call it, with Christian starting on the pole on the old tyres, and you're just lucky enough lane he chose. You had the highest chance of back out of that in the league.
Oh yeah, that was really lucky. I thought he was going to spin the tires worse than he did, honestly. I was sort of worried he might spin him and come and kill me, but he did a good job to hold it down there and keep it controlled.
Now let's talk about that long green flag run. I know it was a little bit frustrating for you. What we saw, a little bit of lap traffic getting way, kind of gap between yourself and Christian a little there. But what was it like dicing with the lap traffic, trying to very best to try and close in on Christian there?
Just typical Bristol racing. A lot of the lappers were really nice. They all got out of the way for the most part, so no real complaints about that. The only complaint I had is I was a little bit slow in that long run. Christian was really good on saving his tires compared to me. I asked him after the run what tires he had, and he had like 15% better than me. And he only pitted a lap or two better than me.
That is absolutely crazy, man. Congratulations on you again. Anyone you give a quick shout out to here? Go.
Just a big shout out to Splash and Go Graphics. They make pretty awesome paint schemes. They made the one that you saw on the track today. If you're looking for anything, give them a shout.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming out and having a run with us again. Congratulations on not only just another podium, but a win. And we look forward to seeing what you can do in 2 weeks at Richmond.
Yep, thank you.
All right, guys. That was today's winner, the 91 of Philip Kraus, and what was an absolutely emphatic victory. And I can see in the waiting room, so we're going to drag him up and have a chat to him as well.
Wasn't bad.
Oh, you wanting to talk?
No. I mean, yes. I was talking to Philip, but what's up?
So we've got Jaron Sanchez here in the chat now, completely impromptu. Not a bad race here today, man. Up in from
Oh yeah, I mean, I expected a lot worse, to be honest, because it's just Bristol. But you know, it was a good race. Yeah, I got into a few problems there, but no more than a 4X, and then really kept it together pretty good. Just tried to save tires when I could, and I feel like 8th is the best I could have finished, regardless. So I'm happy with it.
well, it's definitely not bad for yourself considering on that last restart, both took the wave around there, get your laps back, and then you got that second portion very quickly. Did you guys take advantage, go and get some fresh tires on them, or did you guys just say, oh, you know, it's whatever?
Oh yeah, we got. I don't know what he did. Yeah, I think he pitted. So, but yeah, definitely went in and got some fresh tires, and you know, and then I noticed that everybody behind me was a lap down for a while, so I wasn't really too worried about pushing. I didn't think I was going to gain any positions at the end, to be honest. So, with the fresh tires, I just kind of chilled where I was and got 8th, I believe. So I'm happy with that.
Right now, let's put the league owner cap on. Been an absolutely amazing. We've seen such a big step up in driver performance, even by some of our regulars that usually play by the wayside a little bit. And you know, it's been really awesome this competition step up and up and up. Um, what do you think here as the season rolls on? As us having the bye week next.
Bye week's gonna be nice. Just everyone take a break. We'll probably run some. We'll probably still run next week. Just do some fun stuff. But yeah, it's nice to see the league get more competitive, and we got a lot of good people out here driving. I really appreciate them coming out and racing with us every week. And man, but yeah, this year the competition's really stepped up. It's still fun. So that's what I want to make sure it stays a fun league where everyone kind of gets along, hangs out, but the competition side is definitely stepping up too, which is great.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, anyone quick shout out to?
Oh yeah, of course. All the drivers come out and race every week. I really appreciate it. Make this league really great and what it is. And Corey up in the booth for putting on a good broadcast. Really appreciate that. Everyone who's sponsored the races, that's really awesome. They really help run this league. Takes a lot of pressure off me when we can get guys to sponsor race. So I really appreciate that. And then of course my wife always watching and rooting me on the couch.
All right, man. Well, great, and congratulations on fantastic season, and hopefully we continue this competitive trend.
Oh yeah, thanks Corey.
All right, guys. So that was our impromptu interview there with Jaron Sanchez. That is actually going to wrap up our broadcast here as well. Thank you guys for coming out. It's been an absolutely amazing and crazy race. We do have a bye week next week. that next race at Richmond will be in 2 weeks' time. We won't have any channel here next week because I like to run in the fun races. So guys, till next time, make sure you stay safe out there. Wash your hands a lot, apparently. So yeah, wash your hands a lot. And we look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks at Richmond, which should be an absolutely fantastic race again. So until then, I'll catch you guys next time.